Welcome. I know I had said, and in fact it was just yesterday that I said it in real time, that I was not going to be doing other unboxing videos. Obviously, I lied, and there's a reason for it. I have a project that I have been working on and slowly getting to it as the various components, pieces of equipment have come in. The project is to take that Mac Pro 5.1, which is the focus of a video called It's Intact, and bring it up to very close, at least, if not even a little more, the specifications of this Mac Pro in front of me, which has a slightly bent leg. My original plan had been simply to transfer the components into that machine, since it doesn't have bent handles or bent leg or any of that. But I conceived of this idea of having a Mac Pro down in the Banjo Cave, prepared to do its part in some very serious music creation plans I have in mind, hopefully over the summer, and still have a Mac Pro here, probably mostly for the video editing and that kind of thing. We'll see where it goes. A lot of the things that I need in order to do that now look like they're going to be coming in. They have either come in today, some of it yesterday, or over the next maybe 3 days. And that being the case, I might as well continue with the unboxing thing, related directly to that Mac Pro. Alright, so shall we get to this? See, maybe we can open this up. That's not worth taking the time. I've got the knife here, might as well use it. Okay. Yes, there is an actual box inside. All right. A little bent up. Oh, I see. It's sealed. It does have tape. I couldn't see where the tape was. Now, that should allow me to open it up. Yeah. Interesting. And one last bag. All right. This is one last effort at getting the joys of USB-C onto a 2010 Mac Pro. The Initech USB 3 4-port card has been stellar. I've been very happy with that. In fact, there's another one coming for that Mac Pro, since we want to duplicate as much as possible. However, I think it was AnandTech card, which had one USB-C and one USB-A 3.1, was less successful in that, first of all, it delivered no better speeds than the Initech supposedly 3.0 card, and when connected to a hub, the speeds just dropped considerably. Whereas the Initech connected to the hub that I've got here on the desktop does extremely well. All right, so this is a Sonnet Allegro with two USB-C ports, and we're going to try putting that in. In fact, this may in fact make its own video. Putting that into I'll put it into that Mac Pro, since I'm going to be working on it anyway. I've got it opened up, or will have it opened up, and then do some serious testing to see if Sonnet. Now the Sonnet card is substantially more expensive. Well, it's not impossibly expensive, but $20, maybe a little more than the Initech card was. But let's see if this works and gives something like what we would expect from USB-C speeds. Worth a try, and yeah, it'll probably get its own video because I think that would be of particular interest to people looking at doing their own upgrades on these older Mac Pros. All right, so one out of the way, and here's another. Sometimes I think they're really just trying to tease you here. Okay. This is a Crucial SATA SSD. Actually, I've been trying to convince myself that I should say SATA. But old habits die hard, so we'll stay with that. A 2 terabyte drive. Now, the way this current machine is set up, I've got the 1 terabyte, I say gigabyte, 2 terabyte drive. I've got the 1 terabyte NVMe M.2 drive, which is a Crucial drive, incidentally, on which Catalina lives. There is another 1 terabyte SATA SSD, which has the installation of Mojave. I think, particularly since you've got the luxury of all the storage space, it's wise to have at least one copy of a natively supported operating system available in terms of fixing various things that might possibly come up. The patch has been fantastic so far. All right, now also on this machine there are two terabyte SATA SSDs, which are shorter term storage of files, video files on this machine mostly, where I'm working on them. I need to bring them back and forth pretty often. Most of the actual work itself is done on the M.2 NVMe, which is astonishingly fast for a 10-year-old machine. And there's also 10 terabytes of hard drive storage, which is longer term storage, things that are not accessed on a frequent basis, but which I'd still like to keep around. I haven't done them yet, but probably like iPhone backups put to that, and iPad backups would be good with that. So that anyway is the plan, and this is going to go into that machine and be one of those short-term storage. And we have one more item here. I have to see what it is. Okay, and this needs to be cut open. Oh boy. Okay. We're making progress. Can I rip it now? Yes. All right. With the FedEx bag. Move that out of the way. All right. This is a very special thing, and I found a remarkably good buy on this on eBay, which is why I bought it. I usually don't get the Samsung Evos, even though they're great drives, because they are very, very pricey. But I ran across this one, and it is new in the box. 2 terabyte Samsung Evo. All right, and that will also go into that machine. There's the Samsung QVO on this machine. It's one of the 2 terabyte drives, but as good as this was, I could not pass it up. All right, so that's what we've got. 2 terabyte SSDs for short-term storage, things that are very actively worked on. USB-C from Sonnet. Now, I've never used a Sonnet card actually, although they're supposed to be extremely good. So we'll see on that one. And there are other things coming that are going to be necessary to bring that machine up to at least the specs of this machine. So you will see most likely. I know there's at least one thing coming in tomorrow, maybe a couple. So again, the change of wardrobe, and in a split second, I'll be back opening more things for the completion of this Mac Pro project. Well, it is now 2 days later. One thing I wanted to mention, you'll remember, well, of course you'll remember, it was just a moment ago for you. In the first clip of this, I unboxed a 2 terabyte Samsung Evo. You see it here. I've affixed it into an OWC mount sled in preparation for installing it in that Mac Pro. Part of bringing it up to equivalent specifications with this Mac Pro, as I believe I explained in the first clip. You may not have picked it up. I don't know. When I unboxed this and I talked about getting a really good price for this, or getting it for a really good price, I was a little surprised, because honestly, I had no memory of ever ordering a Samsung Evo 2 terabyte SSD. So I went back on eBay, that wild and wonderful place, and looked at the listing for what I bought. What was listed was a 2 terabyte Samsung QVO, which is the budget Samsung drive. The Evo is usually substantially more expensive. So basically, for $160 plus some shipping, I ended up spending in the ballpark of $170 for this. That was a decent price for a QVO. For an Evo, really outstanding. Before leaving the topic of eBay, the other thing I've been noticing, I have no real intentions of ever buying another Mac Pro, although never say never, as the saying goes. But I was taking a look at the higher end 2010 through 2012 Mac Pros, which would be similar to my machines, spec'd up pretty much as my machines, maybe not quite as good. And these things are, in many cases, listed for like $2,500, $3,000. I mean, and you're talking about a machine that's now effectively 10 years old almost. And as much as I love them, that's crazy. I have no intention of ever selling these machines, but if somebody were to come up and say, hey Lee, here's $3,000, will you sell me one of those Mac Pros? I'd have to think about that one really carefully. Of course, as we all know, that's what they're listed for, not necessarily what they're selling for. We don't know that, but still pretty crazy, considering, I think, when all is said and done on each of these two Mac Pros, once I get it finished, I'll have spent maybe $1,700, maybe not quite that. So we're good. On to today's unboxing. It is, by the way, Martin Luther King Day as this is being recorded. So there's no mail delivery. But Amazon does still deliver. All right. We'll open up this. From Initech. Of course, to get into this box. Come on. Try not to injure myself. Oh, I see what the story is there. All right. Don't want to damage the box if I can help it, because these boxes are actually very handy for holding other components or just odds and ends and keeping them separated from other odds and ends. All right, and we have here, get stuff off that box because that's going to be open next. Anyhow, is another Initech 4-port USB 3.0. I put one in this Mac Pro. As I said, of course, we want to make these two machines as close to identical as we can. So I got another one. These are relatively inexpensive cards. What was it, $30 or so on Amazon, and they work wonderfully. You get 4 USB 3.0 ports. Powering a hub, it can be a problem, but I put on a powered hub, and that seems to be working very, very, very well. So, yeah, to my mind, this is a must-have. All right. I know this box can be opened. I've opened one before. Again, I just assumed not destroy the box in order to open it. Have a choice. Oh.
thing needs directions on how to open the box, at least without completely destroying said box. Well, we end up destroying it anyway. Well, the heck with it. So it does come up. All right. All right, it is another OWC Elite Pro Dual, which is a USB 3 connected direct attach exterior enclosure into which you can put 2 hard drives. And of course, if you've been watching the unboxing videos, once again, God bless you for that. I'm not quite sure why people watch them, but I'm glad some people do. Anyhow, I unboxed exactly this, week and a half ago? Something like that. Well, of course, remembering the dual Mac Pro setup, I've got one attached for backup purposes to this Mac Pro, and I want one attached for backup purposes to that Mac Pro. And I was quite impressed with this once I finally got it working. So, upcoming videos. I'm going to do a video of this, getting the drives put in. It's a little tricky. And setting it up, and in the process of doing that, kind of a review of these, because they are very reasonably priced for what you're getting. All right, that's going to have to wait, because right now this is empty, and I've got a couple of hard drives, Seagate Barracuda hard drives coming that will be in there. I should have those by the weekend, so sometime over the coming weekend or later, early next week, you should see a video about the OWC Pro Elite Duo. Immediate plans as far as videos. This project is coming together and starting to come together pretty quickly. There's some things I've been waiting for quite a while, but that is starting to happen. So, in terms of upcoming videos with the project, the next video I expect to do will be installing the two terabyte SSDs that I unboxed in the first clip here, and then installing and testing both this and the 2 USB-C port Sonnet card that I unboxed in the first clip, and comparing them with actually I was getting the name of it wrong. I kept saying NNTech. That's a tech review website, so I guess it was stuck in my mind. The actual name of it is Abelcon. Had a very reasonably priced PCIe card with a USB-C port and a USB 3.1 port, but my testing proved, you may have seen that video, that there is nothing to be gained between this card and the Abelcon card. The speeds are primarily the same, and that does not work well at all with even the powered USB hub. So yeah, that'll be the next thing, and I'll get that done. That should be out midweek sometime. I've got a couple of the last two really big upgrades to do with this machine. I've got things coming. I'm not planning on doing another specific unboxing video. Rather, we will make 1 or 2 videos with those items, and you'll see them in the course of that video. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this, and we should have the installation of the 2 drives and the PCIe cards, plus that testing and whatever recommendations I might make concerning it. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and we shall be seeing you very soon.